this is Paula G, and you are watching Music Vision Television right here on PositivePower21.org. Hey family, I'm Paula G, and this is my journey, and today I'm here with none other than the right,
not left,
Reverend Jerome Gourdine from Men of Worship. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you have been on quite a journey in regard to music.
Absolutely.
You started in the church. Mm-hmm. You were on Atlantic Records for a time. Mm-hmm. You've worked with such groups as Kool and the Gang.
That's right.
Fred Hammond, we all know Fred Hammond, Yolanda Adams, and Dr. Bobby Jones, who we know very well here, Positive Power 21, and Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
And you are presently the songwriter and choreographer for the group Men of Worship.
Now.
Yes. Now.
Yes, ma'am.
So take us back from, you know, when you started in the church through Atlantic Records, working with the various groups, to being songwriter and choreographer. Take us back and take us to some of the highlights along the way.
Absolutely.
The highlights along the way.
First and foremost, I'm very proud of my DNA, my legacy. A lot of music is in my DNA, whether it's Lonnie Liston Smith, the jazz pianist, Little Anthony, who's my namesake, Jerome, Little Anthony Gourdine, or whether it's Chubby Checker, who's my uncle's nephew. Mama sang, Daddy sang, the cat dog sang,
family,
grandmama sang. So it was an inescapable reality for me.
Right.
So, you know, in the church, not church.
Church.
See, you matriculate, say church.
Church.
Or ecclesia.
But church.
Church. And so, you know, being exposed, my environment was always music.
Yes.
You know, and music is a universal language. And being around my mother, my sister would take me to rehearsals. And one day I got bit by the up front bug. I wanted to go up front. I got tired of being in the background, this little big head boy of Ideal and Dorothy Goodine from Andrews, South Carolina. I want to be up front. So I said, I can sing. And boy, go sit down. I can sing, and I sang.
Right.
And then I wound up from the front to the back. I mean, from the back to the front.
Right.
And I wind up singing in church, and then I start smelling myself. And I heard about this R&B. Rhythm and blues. I got bit. I got bit. I got bit. And you know, one thing led to another. I started singing on the corners, doo-wopping. I'm telling my age, but I look good, well preserved. God keep you.
There was some good sounds on the corner.
Yeah.
Acapella, nothing like.
And don't talk about the subway system.
Ooh.
Good night, sweetheart. Oh, the acoustics.
Yes.
Which you don't know nothing about no acoustics with your young self. And so, you know, I went from the subway to the hubway.
Yes.
You know, wound up in Snyder High School, right on Tigers, the theater department, you know, and then I met a guy in the hallway. Yo, come here, man. I heard you singing in the bathroom, man. I'll make you part of my group. And one thing led to another. The original group for Tomorrow's Edition, which started my R&B career, was The Elements. But I said, nah, man, that's so close to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's go. Let me see that paper. And I said, whoa, today's edition? We're not today. Tomorrow's Edition. So that was the group, and we did our first single on Kool and the Gang's label. You Turn Me On, Big Hit, In the Grooves. Kool and the Gang took, because they're from Jersey.
Yes. Oh, and you know, I never knew that.
Yeah, absolutely. So they took us on the road as the opening act. We sang on the Wild and Peaceful album, on Love and Understanding album, and then it was good. It was good. But then there was a void. Yeah. Take me back to a place where I first believed. There was a void. So I came back full circle, back to the where?
Church.
And then there was this dude that put out I'd get a paying job with benefits. I can't say benefits.
Benefits.
So I
Amen to the benefits.
applied for the fire department. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. And I worked there 28 years, but midway through my career, this dude was looking for me. He went to fire headquarters looking for Jerome Godine.
Right.
And so one thing led to another, and I'm in the back on the grill. Cooking the chicken. We just had a 4-bagger.
Right.
And this guy walking in the firehouse, I was about to pimp slap him. So just walk up in my house.
Right, right.
Engine 8, Orange Avenue, Jersey City. Hey. And and it was Cleon Hardy, the founder. I said, yeah, can I help you, sir? Gordon, come on, man. You know me, man. Yeah, I know you, Cleon. What's up? Man, I've been looking for you, man. Well, you found me, man.
Right.
And one lives another man, and he started the choir, Leviticus, and then the Levites, and then we dwindled it down, and then we wound up getting men of worship.
And here you are today.
Here I is.
Here you is today.
Yeah.
Songwriter and choreographer.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a bit about what goes into the choreography of working on the choreography. And how
Always been a great dancer, let me tell it. No, really. I always been a good dancer, even in my secular career. And, even though we're a gospel artist, but God wants excellence. And visuals, that's the first thing folks see before you open your mouth. And I need everybody to be syncopated. We ain't got to do the secular thing, Michael Jackson and Moon. No, we got to do all that. But we got to have some kind of order.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And we going to the left. You can't be going to the right and keep going to the right.
Because visuals are important.
I'm trying to tell you.
Visuals are.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
so
we're such a visual society.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? I know what I got to do. I have to get a studio with some mirrors. But these OGs ain't getting it. So we got the studio with the mirrors, and praise God, it worked.
It worked.
So now
so we got it.
What? Yeah. Because the singing is tight. It's tight. But we had to get the presentation.
So talk to me a little bit about songwriting.
Oh yeah. All my life, I helped write both of our hit singles with Tomorrow's Edition. I even did a little writing with Kool and the Gang, and I'm a writer by heart. And so, matter of fact, our second single that's getting ready to drop, I Want to Do More. I came to rehearsal. We rehearsed at Metropolitan AME Church in Jersey City, where Martin came to did his last sermon before he got.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so I came to say, yo, man, I ain't sleep last night. I got a song, man. And they said, all right, man, let's hear it. And I said, and I start singing, and they said, hey, oh. And they felt it.
Right.
I said, come on, don't fool me, man. Y'all.
So do lyrics come to you throughout the day?
Yeah, a lyric, or either a topic. Being a firefighter for 28 years, and I'm a security officer at Jersey Medical Center, night shift, midnight shift.
Okay, so you see a lot.
Yeah, and I don't get enough sleep as I should because I commune with God a lot. Just buried my brother May 2nd, pancreatic cancer, and I deal with him a lot.
Yes.
And when he called, I just wake up. I don't ask him, yo, God, what's up? What's up?
You just wake up
what's
and
up?
You just begin.
And I incline my ear, and he dictate, and then I say, yo, fellas, I got something.
And then it just all comes together. The music comes together, the choreography comes together, the ministry comes together, and you're bringing to the table everything that you've learned on your journey. Because you mentioned that you started in church, then went to R&B, then circled back around. And I think that's always the case, especially when the church is the foundation.
Yes.
We always circle back around, and it's all about using that gift. And God gives us that gift, and we may not initially use it in the manner that He intends for us to use it. And, like you said, kind of smile on ourselves.
Right.
But then we get to a point where we circle back around and use it in the manner that He intends for us to use it. And at that point, we can continue on our journey to fulfill the destiny that He has prepared for us. And I know that your journey will continue, and that God will continue to lead and guide you on that journey.
Yeah, and it wasn't because I was unsuccessful in R&B. I was very successful, but there was a spiritual void.
And we have to make that shift.
Yeah.
This is Paula G, and this is my journey on Music Vision Television. Hey, family. I'm Paula G, and this is my journey. And today we are here with yet another member of this powerful group, Men of Worship, Mr. Keith Bailey. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I am wonderful. I'm excited to have you here joining us. Tell us a bit about your journey. Take us on your musical journey.
Well, it started at about 14, 15 years old. My upbringing was the church.
Yes.
But my musical journey was quite different. I was brought up and raised in the church.
So your foundation was the church?
Yes, my spiritual experience was the church. But my musical experience did not begin in the church. It began outside the church. In the R&B secular world, I was impressed by the gospel singers in the church, and some of them were very, very good. I remember one distinctively; he was just very, very good. But I didn't at that time. I was very shy. I didn't get involved in it, but I watched it. And as I got a little older and I got outside of the church, you know, I met some people, and I loved R&B music at the time, you know, young man, and so as I started my journey outside the church, there was a young man that came to me and asked me, I think I was about in the 11th, 12th grade or something like that at the time. He said, I would like for you to join my group. And so we talked, and I was headed to the Marine Corps out of high school.
Oh, wow.
I was headed to the Corps out of high school, and he asked me to come and sit and check him out. So I did, because I knew the guy, and I did, and I was always into the music, so I loved it. So it intrigued me. So I did, and the band was great. The singing was very good, and I
just
felt
absorbing it
right,
all.
and I felt that I could make it better. And so I did that, and I never got to the Corps. I never got to the Corps, and then I stayed with this group for over 10 years in R&B. We did a lot of things in that time. We were very successful. We did Tana Gardner's Heartbeat. We did Ralph Carter. We did a guy named Joe Patan. I don't know if anybody remembers Joe Patan. He's a Latin singer.
Why do I hate that name?
Yes.
Yes.
He had a couple of hits out, My Cloud, Sadie, things of that nature. And we were very young doing those things. So we had a lot of successes in the R&B field. We had our own top 20 hit called Body Rock at the time. And so, I mean, you know, music was my soul.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to play football, but I never got any bigger, so that didn't work out. But music was my soul, and so after that, I formed a group of my own called Keith Bailey and a New Thing, and we did another 10 years. And my son was one of my keyboard players. He's fabulous.
So you kept it in the family.
Yes, my son was one of my keyboard players, and we did 2 albums together, and very successful. But after that, things started to change. I think the season changed, and I'm not recognizing the season changing at the time, but I noticed that we started to disband after about 10 years. Most of the guys that I worked with were a lot younger than I was. And so things started to happen, and we had done a great job for a long time, but the season changed on us, and after that season was over, I really got a little discouraged about continuing. I spent a lot of years in it, from 10 years in R&B, 12 years in R&B, to 10 to 11 years in doing it, and I was tired. I was a hardworking guy. I had 3 kids. I had a wife at the time. And so I was a little tired and weary. I was starting to feel the road that I had traveled for so long. And I got discouraged a little bit. And then one guy, an old friend of mine, who, when I was real young, I used to follow them around and you know, like my big brothers or something. And they were great singers. A guy named Al Carter and another guy named Bobby Open. And these guys could sing the world down, man. And I was just so enamored by them. So I wanted to follow. So they let me go around with them, and I was not ready for them, but I was preparing. I was watching them. So this
season of preparation.
This same Al Carter came to my house not very long ago, maybe a year ago, And he said, Keith, listen, I got something going on. I'm managing a group, and I want you to come check them out. Well, I was a little bit discouraged because my group had just disbanded after all this time and all that money that was spent. We spent a lot of money. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars doing those albums and things. And so I was saying maybe I'd need to do something else. But he wanted me to come see, and I really wasn't interested all that much, to be honest with you. But about a month later, I think I showed up. And there was
Piqued your interest.
Right, and there was 3 little guys over there, and they were singing background, and the lead singer had not got there yet. He's about an hour late coming in there. You know, and he came in finally, and he started singing, and I really saw something there. I felt something. I saw something. I said, I think I can add to this. I think I can add to this situation. And so I told him, I'm in. And
You've been in ever since.
And from. Huh?
You've been in ever since.
Been in ever since.
Yes.
Been in ever since, and we took a drastic turn at that point. The guys had some good songs that they had written, and I really knew how to take those songs from where they were to where they needed to go.
Right.
And I did that by getting some very good musical people, a very good studio, a very good engineer, and going in the studio with the group.
So bringing some elements together.
Right,
yes.
Right, and bringing the group to recording situation and the record that we have out right now. Which is Hold On.
And tell us a little bit about that.
A song written by Ted West, who's a member of the group.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's fantastic. I know the Lord had to give him those lyrics. It's an exciting song. It's just a song that simply explains that the Lord has spoken to us, that He's coming back. He's, for His church.
Right.
And so the song just simply says, "Hold on, because He's coming back." And so many of us are letting go.
Right.
We're letting go of a lot of things that we shouldn't let go of. But if you're going to let go of something, don't let go of God.
Amen.
Let go of some other stuff.
Right, but don't. But let
hold
go
on
of
to
God.
Jesus.
Right.
Yes.
Hold on. That's the song. Hold on to His unchanging hand.
Hold on. Right.
Yes, to not let go. To not let go. So this musical journey for you has been one that's been met with different seasons.
Yes.
For you, different seasons.
Yes.
Some doors have been opened. Some doors have been closed for you.
I was at the point before Al Carter came along and asked me to come and see this. I really wanted to stop. I was tired, and I wanted to do something else, travel. I had retired from working. I worked for New Transit for 27 years. I was tired. I just wanted to just do something else. I was just tired. Right. And but I did it because he was a friend of mine, and I'm glad I did it now. But I wasn't excited about it then, though.
So it took you a minute to kind of come around and get excited.
Yeah, I was drained. Yes. You get burnt out about something, and you just need to change for a while.
Need to change. You need to make that transition. Right. Because you're getting tired. You're getting burned out. You're getting weary.
What the Lord showed me that gave me new energy and new strength was that that season that you had just come out of is over. Right. And he used, some of my people very close to me to show me that it was over. And this is a new season, and I got a new thing for you to do.
A new season and a new thing on this journey through music. Correct. With Men of Worship.
Right.
Well, we know that journey is going to continue for you because, as we always say, the gifts that God gives us, when we use them in the manner that He leads us and guides us to use them, then the doors of opportunity will open and stay open. So I just have one thing to say to you to encourage you. Hold on.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Paula G., and this is My Journey. Hello, family. I'm Paula G., and this is My Journey. And today, who I have with me is a member of Men of Worship in the form of Mr. Ted West, a.k.a. what do they call you?
Teddy P.
Teddy P.
Teddy P. Okay, I'll take that.
How are you today, sir?
Okay, how are you?
Good.
Nice to be here.
It's we had a chance to talk last evening on the radio as well, and you shared a bit with us about your journey. You started with an a cappella group.
Yes.
And you mentioned Soul Generation. I'll let you talk about that a little bit. And then also that you were in the past a chaplain for some of the R&B groups. So take us on your journey, on your musical journey.
Okay, I started out about I was 15 years old, 14 years old. I was walking in the gym in high school. I'm walking to the gym, and they had an underground gym with an echo chamber down there.
Ooh.
And I was just going to lunch to go to the cafeteria. You had to sometimes do that when the weather was bad.
Right.
So I went downstairs and I heard this people singing, you know, and I said, wow, who was that? And when I went down, it was a crowd of people there, and my friends were singing.
Yes.
And I said, wow. I said, I got to fit in here somehow, you know. And all the notes were taken. So I said, okay. I just started singing bass.
Wow. It just came out of...
Yes, I became the bass of the group as a result of that. And we ended up recording 2 albums. Royal Counseling Acapella Soul, which are still selling today, by the way.
Yes.
And that was my beginning with music.
Acapella.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's a beautiful. I mean, acapella is beautiful. Music is
Yeah.
beautiful all around, but there's something about that acapella sound.
Yes, yes. And that echo in that
Yeah.
chamber, that was wonderful. So,
Yeah.
and we would sing for the school, you know, and they liked us so much that someone told them about us, and we ended up recording those 2 albums.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started out. This all started by taking a shortcut
Yes,
to lunch,
yes. That's how it
finding a
happened.
part because all the parts
Yes.
were taken.
Yeah.
So just finding a part,
Yeah.
and then from that, growing in that, and you know,
And
having
we used to fight over notes and things. That's how I got knowledge of notes and things. We used to argue about whose note was this and whose note was that.
So from all those
And-
experiences.
Yes.
So from all those experiences.
Yes.
So from that point, where did the music take you?
Okay, so I went into the military, so I had to stop. And they got a replacement for me by the time I got out. And once I came out, I just joined a couple of groups then, and after that, I kind of like backed off from music.
A little bit.
So I said, well,
Different seasons, different
Yes.
things, different seasons in our
Yeah.
life.
And then I got back to it by going to a friend of ours, because I was kind of jealous, I guess you could say, because they joined the group called Soul Generation,
Yes.
and you know the R&B music got a little dead, you know, at the time when the rap started coming out. So I just said, well, okay, I'm just finished with music. But when I saw that, you know, I go by our friend, his name was Jeff Burgess. He wrote If I Had $1 Million, and they had a void in that group. So we would go by his house and sing and sing and sing, and then they decided to go back out again. And so when I saw that, I was there. I just happened to be there at the time, and you know, I joined the group, and I was with them for 11 years.
Wow.
And I sang with some very
You have quite a
prominent
few.
singers there.
Yeah, you have a
Yes.
few there that you sang with.
Yeah.
Because tell us a little bit about your time with Soul Generation.
Okay. Well, I sang at the Apollo, here at Constitution Hall, here in Baltimore. We did quite a few things too. And we went to Virginia, all over the place, you know. And I really was singing with people such as the Shy-Lights and groups like Jerry Butler, the Manhattans, Sister Sledge, all those, you know. And we really...
Because during that time, that R&B, during that time period of R&B, there was just so many incredible artists and so many different talents. And, you know, having the vocals that you have as well, you were able to kind of find your place within each of the different groups.
Yes, and saying that, I really I got away from being the bass. I went from the bass to the first tenor in the Soul Generation, because they would argue, or back to arguing again, you know, argue who was going to do a certain
Who
note.
was gonna
So
do
I just
what
took
part?
what was available again.
Right.
So I guess that's my
Right.
gift.
The gift of
Okay.
being able, being
To
able,
adjust.
yeah, to make a, and that's a wonderful gift.
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing to be able to be flexible and you know, when you see that maybe there's a void, or where you can create your own space,
Yes, that's
you know,
right.
to fit in, because you have that gift,
Yeah.
and you got to use that gift. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to find a place for it to
That's true.
to kind of fit in. So what has your experience been with Men of Worship today?
Okay, so during that journey, I met Cleon Hardy, and we would talk spiritually a lot. And
Ooh.
I would, since I was the chaplain of the group, I would always say, when they would interview me, they would ask me what I was going to do when I retired from music. I said, well, I would like to get into gospel, because I joined my choir, and I had such an experience
Yes.
when they asked me to lead a song in the choir, and a real experience just came over me that first time that I led a song in the
What did it
gospel.
feel like? Tell us a little bit
And
about it.
I don't know, something
just the
happened.
Spirit just came
the
over
Spirit just
you.
came in me
Because you know
when
they say,
while I was singing.
yeah, because
you
the
know.
music just soothes the soul.
Yes, that's right.
It's a thing that just kind of soothes
And I'm
the
just,
soul.
music is just in me.
Yeah.
That just made me realize. So I would tell them at the interview that I was going to gospel
Yes.
in some fashion. So, and that's what I did. So along that journey, with Cleon, we just
Began.
got together and we would talk and talk. We'd go down to the park, we would talk spiritually, and he stayed on me about,
Being in
doing things.
music.
So finally it got together and brought me to
Brought you
Men
to
of
this
Worship.
point. And
Yeah.
I understand too that you have been prayerful over the groups. So somehow you wound up being chaplain over some of these groups.
Well, actually, I'm with all prayer warriors now
Yes.
in Men of Worship.
Amen.
So I don't,
Amen to that.
we all do that.
Amen
Yes.
to that. Amen
Okay.
to that. So that that in itself is a journey of being prayerful and making sure that the Holy Spirit is ushered into whatever environment, whatever setting, whatever performance it is that you have. So we appreciate you.
Well, can I
And
say one more thing? It just
we
led
appreciate
me
the journey.
to writing Hold On.
Led you to writing Hold On.
Yes.
And we
yes.
shall do that. We shall hold on. This is Paula G, and this is my journey. Hey family, this is Paula G, and you are watching Music Vision Television right here on PositivePower21.org.